We all know and love the Worksharp Guided Field Sharpener, but I'll be honest, it isn't something I'd want to incorporate into my everyday carry. I can see how for some it might be a lifesaver, especially if you're out all day on a job site where you need to use your knife all day, but I'd say for a lot of us it sits in a drawer or glove compartment and not necessarily in our EDC kit. With that said, if you do find yourself with the need to carry a knife sharpener on your body, the Victorinox Dual Knife Sharpener is worth looking into for its use case, the blade touch-up. It's not trying to be a potent M30 or magnacut whetstone. Its goal is for the reconditioning of your smaller EDC blade, one that'll give you a fresh clean up to tackle a few more tasks. Now this is a long intro, but it's to make sure that I'm clear on not comparing the Worksharp head-to-head with this dual knife sharpener. The use cases for these are different altogether, and to appreciate how Victorinox saw the need for a smaller tool to sharpen up their own smaller blades, but inadvertently any pocket knife in a pinch. Now for the specs. It sits at about 45 to 46 millimeters in length, which is just over 5.5 inches. In width, we're sitting at about 18 to 19 millimeters, or maybe 3/4 of an inch. In height, including the clip itself, is approximately 17 millimeters, which is just over 1/2 inch. As for the weight, it's just about 28 to 29 grams. As for function, it combines two. The first is what they call a honing stone, which is, to the touch, it feels like a very soft stone. And secondly is the really small ceramic discs. Now, the first pro is obviously its portability. The smaller Sharpie-like size along with the pocket clip allows you to carry it in your pocket or easily place within an EDC pouch. It's basically the same size as some of the larger permanent markers. This makes it, in my opinion, a true everyday carry option in a world where almost anything that can fit in a hand, regardless of the size or hand, is being labeled as EDC. Secondly is indeed its form factor. Personally, for touching up a blade really quick, this is familiar as it's basically the same concept of the kitchen blade sharpeners. I find the motion of pushing a blade up against a pull form factor a super quick and easy way to get a working edge in a pinch, instead of having to work on a flat diamond surface. Now, this is indeed a matter of familiarity, so this is a subjective pro rather than an objective one. As for cons, there are two small ones. First is the opening mechanism. It's not the worst, but when you grab for the pen to access the honing stone, you'll have to make the very conscious decision to place your thumb to grip the thin edge and pull. It's the same concept with accessing the ceramic discs, where you'll have to either place your thumb ever so slightly a few millimeters up and then pull, or change which hand you're pulling from. It isn't a deal breaker, but ease of access to tools, and if possibly simplicity with single-handed access, is among the most important ingredients in my opinion for a perfect EDC. The Victorinox instead requires two hands and quite a bit of intentionality. If there were push tabs that unlocked one side from the other, or if they designed for one end to be a twist cap and the other a pull, I think a few touches would have made this nearly perfect. The second con is actually the pocket clip itself. Sure, it's deep, but it feels extremely flimsy for a tool that I feel can be used for many years. It's literally the same build quality of that of a Sharpie, like the one that I showed previously. I think we've all seen or experienced having these pocket clips snap off, which doesn't really inspire long-term confidence. Lastly, this isn't really a con, but a bit of confusion. On the Victorinox website, it states that the sharpener is built in Czech Republic, but on their Amazon page, it states that it's made in Swiss and also in Germany. I really want to celebrate things that are made in different parts of the world, but this confusion makes me think it's simply mass-produced in China, which I know is wrong to assume, but clarity on this would be really nice. Now, in conclusion, are these aspects deal breakers? Definitely not. It's a beautifully simple tool with two functions and one focus, to retouch your blades in a pinch. It's not nearly as robust as a Worksharp sharpener, but it's not trying to be, and I appreciate that. I generally have two mindsets when sharpening a blade. One is sitting down every few months and focusing on completely resharpening a blade to get it back to its sharpest condition. Secondly, and more commonly, I just want to touch up a blade in 15 to 30 seconds to get a clean, fresh edge. And for someone like myself, I think the Victorinox pocket knife sharpener will accomplish that goal perfectly. I would love to see some updates on the opening mechanism and the pocket clip, and glad to pay a slight premium for the extra tooling and engineering that these changes may require. But with that said, I'm happy this exists at all. And at $20, I don't think anyone is complaining. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.